Let me tell you something evil about the narcissist and hoovering. The narcissist does something called hoovering, and this is when either you broke up with them, they broke up with you, whoever broke up with who, you break up, right? You go your way, they go their way. Now, they'll try to get you back, right? You in your head think, "Oh, this is my ex. He loves me. I knew I was special. He knows he misses me. He knows where home is, whatever," right? He's reaching out to you and you have these thoughts in your head. Here's the evil secret about this hoovering that you don't know. See, the narcissist feels entitled to anybody that they have ever been with. They feel like you're their property. So whether you discarded them or they discarded you, they still want to have access to you. Some of them will go as far as saying, "Can we just be friends?" They will break your heart and shatter it and wrap it up and put it in the trash can and dispose of it, but then they'll come back somehow and say, "Oh, I just want to be friends." Or some of them are creative. A lot of them are very creative. They'll come up with different creative excuses. But some of them will say, "I'm not good for you right now. I just want to work on myself. In the meantime, I just want to be friends. I just want us to have this friendship. I want to make sure you're okay." It's all lies. If they wanted to be friends with you, if they loved you, they would act right. If they want you, they would be with you. If they valued you, they wouldn't do things to hurt you to make you break up with them, or they wouldn't break up with you. So anything outside of that relationship is a lie, right? So what they do is when they're hoovering you, the narcissist is grandiose. Most of them are grandiose, which means they have this godlike complex. They think that they're better than everybody. They're too good for everything. They are superior, and everything good they want comes to them. They don't have to beg for anything. They don't have to ask for anything. They're very arrogant with it. So what they'll do, especially with friends and family and other people, they'll tell, remember there's a smear campaign. The smear campaign starts at different stages of the relationship and it's different for everybody, right? So during that smear campaign, they're already telling people that you're crazy, you're delusional, you're obsessed with them, you are the narcissist, you are this. They're telling people all kinds of crazy things about you. So when you finally break up, again, whether you broke up with them or they break up with you, they'll try to hoover you back, especially when they see that you're trying to move on with your life. They can't have that because they see you as their property. So even if you're not together, they still want to have access to you. So when you're standing on business and trying to move on and ignoring them, maybe you're not calling them anymore, you are, maybe you block them, you are moving on with your life, you're trying to work on yourself, they'll try to hoover you back. But again, the evil part about that is they'll call and beg and plead, and sometimes they'll even cry. They'll call your family and say, "Can you talk to her for me?" They'll call their family, their dad, their mom. They're calling people, close people to you, people who might have a spot in your heart, or people you respect and might be willing to listen to. They'll call those people. They'll go to every length to try to hoover you back, to try to get you back, right? But what they'll tell the listeners, the flying monkeys and the people they triangulate with you about, if that makes sense, they'll tell everybody else that you're the one obsessed. That's the evil part. They'll tell everybody that you're the one obsessed because the smear campaign has started years ago, right? You finally called them out, you finally cut the cords, and you left. But they can't have that. They want to go above and beyond to prove to people that not only are you the problem, you're also obsessed with them and you cannot let them go and cannot get away from them. So what they'll do during that hoovering stage is they'll call and beg and send flowers, send gift, cry, tell you how good they're doing, tell you how they've been going to the gym, they've been going to therapy, just to get you to be hooked again, to get you back in the cycle. And then when you start to call them, when you start to email them back, they'll start to show people, "See, I told you, she's obsessed. She's been calling me all morning." You'll notice, and if this has happened to you, please comment below because this is a common thing for them. They'll call you again. They'll do all the 9 yards. When you finally get hooked, When you finally fall for it and start to reciprocate their behaviors, start to maybe call them back, start to text them back. When they say, I miss you, you send them messages back and say, I miss you, or you're calling them back, they'll start to ignore some of those phone calls, acting like they're busy, just so they can show the multiple missed calls to people and say, I told you, she's obsessed with me. I told you she can't get enough of me. They'll initiate certain things. When you reciprocate, they'll tell people that I told you guys. I told you. So be careful with the hoovering. The hoovering is an evil thing that they do to just get you back into their cycle, their abusive cycle. It's not because they love you. It's not because you're special. It's not because you're the one that got away. It's none of that. The hoovering is simply a way to get control back over you. The hoovering is simply a way to get you hooked back into the trauma bond, the love bombing stage, and then go back through the whole cycle of using and abusing and discarding, devaluation, and all of that. Okay, so do not fall for it. If you're lucky enough to get out of the grips of the narcissist, just block them and keep moving. Block them and keep it moving, because if you go back even after that hoovering, because they're already, another sick part about this, because they've already started the smear campaign, now they're hoovering you back and telling people that you're the one who's actually obsessed with them. When you come back, they will continue to try to show people that they don't really want anything to do with you. You're the one who came back, and so they'll continue to treat you the same way or even worse. When you come back, usually the treatment is worse. They'll also use the hoovering to capture or recruit the new supply, right? So they'll go to the new supply, which this is something that 99.99% of them do. They'll always tell the new supply that my ex is crazy. My ex is obsessed. My ex was a narcissist. My ex was a problem or was the problem. So because they're telling the new supply or new supplies that, when they hoover you back, they're not going to show all the attempts they made to call you, to love bomb you, to tell you they loved you, to tell you all of these sweet things to get you back into their grips, right? They're not going to tell the new supply back. I mean that. But they're going to show them, they're going to show the new supply or new supplies your response to those things. So if you're angry and telling them, don't you ever call me again? How dare you call me after you did this to me? You're a narcissist. You're this, you're that. They'll show that to the new supply and say, see, I told you she's crazy. All I was doing was calling her to see, to make sure if she's okay. All I wanted to do was check on her. Just because we're not together doesn't mean that we have to be enemies. All I try to do was be cordial with this woman. But look what she's doing. Look what he's doing. He's psycho, right? They'll show that to the new supply to get the new supply to fall for the lies. On the flip side, if you're now calling them back, you're telling them, I miss you too. When can I see you? Blah, blah, blah. They'll tell the new supply, see, I told you, she's obsessed with me. I don't want nothing to do with this woman. I discarded her. She's crazy. I want nothing to do with her. But here she is calling me and texting me over and over. But I don't want her. I want you. Again, everybody it's about supply and demand when it comes to humans, right? So now that new supply sees the narcissist as somebody important, somebody that they should actually give a chance to, because they're not that bad if their ex is still obsessed with them, right? They're not the problem if their ex is in fact still calling them. So they'll use the hoovering in so many different ways, but one of the ways they'll use it is to recruit new supplies. So again, either way, the hoovering is not good for you. It's good for them, but it's not good for you. So don't fall for the hoovering. Block them and keep it moving. That's your best bet. Follow for more. You can also book a one-on-one coaching call with me. The link is in my bio. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychiatric or whatever. I am a nurse, but I'm not your nurse. However, what I do have is immense knowledge and experience when it comes to narcissism and narcissistic abuse. So if you would like to share your story with me, you would like to get some pointers, you would like to get some tips and tricks on how to disarm or outsmart the narcissist, we can have that conversation. As I said, you can book a one-on-one with me. The link is in my bio. Follow for more contents like these as well.